Just how bad are things going to get for the aviation industry? To talk about that, Parvez Damania is joining us. He's an aviation expert. Sir, thank you very much for being here. My first question to you is, can airlines really afford to fly with social distancing norms in place? Does it even make business sense?
First and foremost, I want to point out to you that airline is a business where the margins are very, very thin. In the past, airlines used to fly at 80-85% capacity year on year. Still, they were not making much profit. Like I said, the margins are very thin. Now, with this new social distancing norms and all the new rules and regulations, I do not know how the airlines will be able to make a profit or really sustain it. Right now, the airlines are going through a very, very bad period. Since March, almost the entire industry has come to a halt. Even load factors in March were extremely low. And now we are talking of March over April, May. I think the business will start in June. And in June also, it will not be able to start it at a very high level. It will start at a very, very low load factor, and then slowly it will build up. So I think it's going to be a long haul for the airline business.
If that doesn't happen, do you see, private airlines in this country, at least a couple of them that have already been bleeding even before the lockdown, do you see them grounded for a long, long while to come?
Like I said previously, the aviation sector was already in trouble in the past. Now, with these new problems and this lockdown and the issues brought about by the virus problem, yes, a few airlines could wind up. Not only in India, I think already airlines all over the world are winding up. For example, Virgin Australia has wound up, Air Mauritius has wound up, and a lot of airlines all over the world are on the verge of bankruptcy. In India, we have a few airlines. I think they're very, very good airlines, and I just hope nobody winds up. That is why, like I'm suggesting, like in the past, the airlines have been a very, very important part of the India growth story. Year on year, 4 years in a row, according to IATA, the domestic market in India was the fastest growing market in the world. We had a growth of 18.6% every year, while China was second at 11.5 or something like that. So I think if the government really wants to do something for the airline, this is the time for the government to wake up and come forward and come in support of the airline. Bring loans at a very, very cheap rate, low interest, subsidy, support. It's very important. Again, I want to point out to you that in the aviation business, airlines are one part of the business. There are lots of subsidiaries or light activities which support the airline. For example, the ground service companies. There are some fantastic ground service companies who are doing a fantastic job. They employ about 50,000 people. There are airports, there are catering companies. The government needs to look at the industry as a whole, not just the airline. And like I said, this is the time for the government to come forward if they want no airlines to collapse. The support has to come for a period of 1.5 years, after which I think the airlines will get back on track and it'll be good times for everybody again.
Mr. Damania, my last question to you. As and when flights are allowed to fly again, airlines are allowed to operate again, how do you see things change for the passenger, for the customer, for the flyer? Do you see, ticket prices being hiked? Do you see meals not being served on board? What do you foresee?
Things will change for the flyer, for the airline, for the government policies. The government will have to come forward with new policies, maybe a new civil aviation policy. But according to me, I don't think the consumer needs to worry about the ticket prices. I'm sure the airlines will do everything possible to keep the ticket prices as low as possible, because the airlines also want to survive. As much as the government support can come, the airlines can make new strategies, but ultimately the passenger will make the circle complete. So I don't think the passenger needs to worry of paying some ridiculous high price. And I think the government already has the standard operating procedures in place. The airports have come out with a clear-cut policy how the handling of the passengers will be done. So I think we need not fear at all. I think these 3 months, first 3 months and the next 3 months are very critical. And I think by end of December, everything will be in place. Yes, now I don't know what policies the government comes up for the medical certificate, but even if they come up, people will manage. I think we are adapt to change, people will change and people will make adjustments. So I think one need not really worry in the long run about the business. Again, I'm telling you what my worry is. There are a lot of jobs dependent on the airline business. A lot of people work in the industry. There's a direct employment about 29 lakh people. I would say indirect employment total comes to about 50 lakh people. So the government needs to worry about the industry as well as securing jobs of these young people. If they lose jobs, we don't know where they will find jobs. So I think overall, the government has to, once again, like I said in the past, the government has to look at the industry as a whole. Think of it as a major infrastructure industry for this country and the success of this country, and come forward to do whatever they can to support this industry.
All right, let's hope that happens. Mr. Damnia, thank you very much for your quick take on what the aviation sector is going through. Now, it's not just the aviation sector. The public transit system reopening also has its own challenges. Social distancing, regular disinfection, crowd control.